Alright, hopefully I don't have audio problems like last time. Let's see, video's running. Should be smooth. I'm not using that experimental thing that apparently I don't have enough GPU for. How are we doing, everybody, on this fine 3:42? What is it, Thursday? Is it Thursday? It feels like a Thursday. I think it is Thursday. Um, yeah, so basically, I have been messing around with FMBEs, and I don't know if anyone's even watching right now. But I've been messing around with a bunch of FMBEs, which is a Fox, Fox-based max block entity, which is a somewhat new technology. It's been around for a couple months. I've mostly kind of ignored it until now. But I saw some cool stuff, specifically with Fantasy's channel of him using it and some other stuff that you can do with it. So I made this as kind of a practice for myself to start to learn some of these FMBE techniques. So this is what I made so far off camera. As you see, it's just kind of a giant death laser beam. So yeah, that's kind of what I have right now. Giant orbital laser beam of death. I don't know that there's too much more that I wanted to add to it on stream. I just kind of wanted to show it off a little bit and see if you guys had any suggestions on how we can improve this. Where's my... Yeah, sometimes when I load up Minecraft, it like maxes out my render distance for some reason, which makes it super laggy. I don't know why it does that, just automatically. Yeah, exactly. The world's most expensive nosebleed. So I know I got the idea from Fantasy. He's working on an orbital laser of his own, but I wanted to make mine different than his, so that way it wasn't like I was trying to copy his project. He's making like a mini nuke laser beam, whereas I'm making more like the orbital laser from Helldivers 2, if you guys have seen that. I think I accidentally left the invincible um, thumbnail on this. This isn't actually technically invincible, although you could argue it's the thing from Omni-Man, but it's more like a orbital tracking laser rather than a whatchamacallit, like the kind of mini nuke type laser that was used in Invincible against Omni-Man Season 1. So basically what this thing does is when you hold the crystal, what's up, Fancy? I was just talking about you. When you hold the laser, or when you hold this crystal, it's going to initially summon the laser right in front of where you're looking. Then the laser is going to automatically target non-player mobs, and it's just going to move around on its own. It lights fire in its path. You guys are also going to see its path turns grass into coarse dirt. Um, and it just goes through and it kills everything. Stores water as well. Let me show you an example of what it does to a forest. I don't have it set up to work on a spruce forest, but I can do it on these forests. It doesn't do anything to snow yet, but I will add that later. This is what it does to a forest. Here to the denser part. Now, it's not designed to specifically destroy forests. Like, it targets entities specifically. Um, so it's just going to track entities throughout a forest. So this is what I'm working on right now. This is going to be probably my next tutorial, maybe by tomorrow. I don't know. It's going to be a longer tutorial because we're using new tech that I've not really thoroughly developed, which is a lot of play animations. So yeah. This is, like I said, this is the current project. This is going to be the next tutorial more than likely. So I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, I have not yet set it up to work on like winter forests, so I will do that. Um, but yeah, this is what I'm working with. As you do the beam, so this is what's called an FMBE. That's Fox Max Block Entity, because Max was the guy who kind of originally started this technology, and then we figured out we could do it with foxes better. Essentially, what's happening is there's an invisible fox that is holding a block that we are using to using play animations to very stretch the like height of this thing, which is how we're actually getting this giant orbital laser thing. Okay, I have some problems with summoning, it looks like, which is how we're getting this kind of giant summoning doohickey. Yeah, you can't even see the top. So, like I said, it's using play animations. If you guys want a specific tutorial on that, check out Fantasy. He's actually in the chat right now. He has a tutorial on how to use it. That's the tutorial I used, so I would recommend it. Yeah, it's just an invisible fox with its, I guess, jawline stretched to ungodly proportions would be the best way I could state it, I think. Cobblestone. So the way actually stone turns into cobblestone. Cobblestone doesn't really generate that much naturally in the world, so I didn't really change that to anything. But you guys will see that it actually does change stone and cobblestone as it travels along. Yeah, amazing ad placement. Oh, I don't place the ad. Sorry. It also changes sand to red sand. If you guys had any ideas, I'm mostly focused on adding visual effects to it now. Because why not? I feel like I want to focus a little bit more on visual effects of a lot of my creations now because I just think it's kind of fun. A little bit more complicated, but it's in terms of making it for a tutorial, but I think it's worth it a lot of the times. Um, yeah, make it zoom in and out. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Fantasy. Make realistic oscillate. I'm still not quite I also here's the thing, Fantasy, I'm also not as experienced with this stuff as you are, so I'm not really sure how to do anything more than misshape the thing. I know what you mean with oscillating, and I'm not saying you're wrong, I just don't know how to do that yet. So I did make it work for Spruce Forest, but I'm also gonna have to make it destroy snow, I think, too. Fantasy, you would literally have to yeah, you would have to give me the copy paste for that because I have no idea. I understand what you're saying, but I don't know how to do that, is what I'm saying. What I need to do is make it melt these snow layers, I think. I'll just set the snow layers there. Send it to me on Discord, Fantasy. Make it melt the ice. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I left the invincible thumbnail in because it makes you do a thumbnail, and I honestly just don't plan my streams out, so I don't make thumbnails ahead of time for my stream. So this isn't quite from Invincible. You could argue it's similar to the thing used on Omni-Man Season 1, but it's definitely not. It's actually more based on Helldivers Orbital Laser, so I just didn't change the thumbnail. My bad. Yes, this will be a tutorial. It's gonna be a decently complicated one, so I think he's ready for that. Let's do something fun. Oh, okay. Rip that cow. Just to show you how powerful this laser actually is. And there goes the warden. Let's fight a wither. Yeah, I'm just kind of lazy when it comes to stream thumbnails, so my bad. But I actually have trouble targeting the wither because it's flying now that I think about it. Yeah, the wither flies and the laser technically doesn't do damage straight up in a beam, although I can change that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the damage to go straight up in a beam, I suppose. Once it gets to the second phase, it should change. Just gotta get low enough. Do this. I'm just gonna cheat. There we go. Oh, what about making radioactive, like the nuke? Would make sense for a laser to make stuff radioactive per se. I mean, it is definitely destroying the air. So, like I said, there is kind of two ways you can go about this. I'm not trying to be like a mega one-off mini nuke laser effect, although I actually want something like do want to do something like that in the future. Fantasy is working on something like that right now. This is more so meant to be like the orbital laser Helldivers 2. That's what this is primarily based on. Oh, I also didn't check Fantasy 2. Uh, I want to fix the summoning. Hello. Can I nuke this thing from orbit? I don't think it takes damage. It's probably melt ice too, but does fire melt ice? It does. Okay, so it will slowly melt ice. Let me go over here. I want to fix some of the summoning stuff here. Let's see. Summon 75. This will probably be a shorter stream as I'm just kind of showing more or less showcasing some stuff, but also letting you guys give some feedback if you guys have any. It also does decimate underwater things, by the way. Should mention that. Also, hello, color. Yeah, we killed this village, I think. Let's see. I'm gonna turn up the fire tick a little bit. Game rule, fire tick. Alright, I'm gonna do. Nah, I won't actually. So this is a little. Look at this little house, a little tucked into the cave here. That's cute. That's cute. There we go. I fixed the house, guys. What do command blocks are used for? A decent amount. See, there's another village over here we can destroy. Like how y'all do this, get burnt out after 3 uploads. Yeah, you just gotta have fun with it, man. I mean, this project was something I just wanted to learn the FMBEs, and I figured, hey, if I make some kind of fun with it, I'll share it. That's kind of what I was doing with this specific project. See, sold if he was evil for real, for real. Usually this would work in the end. It should, right? Yeah, but it wouldn't do any damage to blocks, and that's what we're trying to see right now. So it does technically work underground, but not super well, as you can imagine, because it's basically just gonna climb back up to the ceiling, which is kind of what makes sense. Okay, Fantasy gave me the copy paste. Let's go back to the command area and see if I can make it work. So, but I'm assuming what you just sent me. Sec Fantasy. Let me show you the command that I have Fantasy, and you can DM me where to insert it. At least I have a trail to find my way back. Nice, that's cool to hear, Molten Magma. How does it move as a random? No, it targets other mobs, so it will just move between mobs. See, targets towards the mob. Alright, hold on, Fantasy. Let me look at what you just sent me real quick. V scale equals that. So go to where I have V scale elsewhere. I was trying to understand how this stuff works because it's still very new to me. Um, you give me an example with the actual numbers in it, and then I can adjust the numbers. I'm also trying to think of where does that fit in here. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to use that Fantasy. By the way, yeah, like I said, by the way, check out Fantasy because he's helping, he's teaching me how to do this stuff. So check out his stuff. Um, what I'm trying to ask Fantasy is, he sent with numbers. Wait. Oh, okay. It just for some reason didn't load. Okay, so I want to this in my command, this command here. You have it. Skip. So I would assume I just put that wherever I have V scale here. Or do I replace something here, or do I actually just insert this somewhere in this line of text? That's what I'm confused on. Or would it be? It wouldn't be here, would it? I don't think so. Um, let me just. I'm just gonna make a copy of this for experimentation. That way I don't destroy what I already messed around with. I understand the code you sent me, I'm just not sure where to place it without breaking syntax. I'm also going to do this. I'm just going to disable these for the time being because I'm going to put a test thingy here. One second here. I'm gonna clean all this up too before I make a tutorial, but I'm gonna do that off camera because that's like way more boring. Alright, so I'm gonna put this guy here, and this is gonna be the example. Is this just commands, or have you started doing FMBE? I mean, FMBE is just commands. It is still just commands. You recommend using a different method. Basically, you can edit all the variables with an external command block. You cover it in part 2. Okay, well, then I'll probably have to watch that. Basically, I'll have to watch that later. Right now, I'm just gonna plug this in and see what happens. Um, Probably shouldn't copy the part that says example. Okay, why did it do that? I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. So, yeah, I might still have to figure this stuff out off camera. I mean, still putting the laser there, it's just not oscillating, and I'm not sure what I'd have to change to make it oscillate. Because I've not watched part 2 of your tutorial, so I'll have to do that later. Um, Discord broke the multiplication symbol. Oh, wait, is that why it's italics randomly? In between the pi and the 1 plus 1. So here. Are you getting ads midstream? It's just how it works, I guess. I don't know. I don't really mess with the settings and all that stuff. Discord broke all asterisks. There's a way to send it where it doesn't do that, but I forget how you do it. Also, if I'm not mistaken, that's different amount of end parentheses. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch part 2 for this. And I'm sure you know what the solution is, and it's very funny to watch me just completely botch this. So one thing that's interesting though is you actually can only see the block entity as far as the actual entity, which is like at the base right there, is on your screen. So I can look up really far, seeing it stretch into the distance. But as soon as the actual fox is off screen, the entire thing goes away. So just a fun little portion of this stuff. So look at all this fire. Yeah, I might have to fix that fantasy after the stream, just because I don't know enough of the stuff to fiddle around with it on that level yet. If I gotta watch a tutorial, which I will, I don't want to do that on stream. But yeah, shout out Fantasy, check out his channel. He has tutorials on how to use this stuff. It's more complicated than a death laser, but I will have to watch that tutorial off stream because that would be weird to watch tutorial on stream. Now I'm just gonna mess around with the death laser a little bit. What should we burn down to the ground next? Laser beam makes sound. Yeah, my audio's not. I'm out of my audio. You guys might not even be able to hear me right now. There you go. Now you should be able to hear Minecraft audio. Now sometimes it can actually get stuck on like a mob that's underground that it can't quite reach. Oh, hold on. Fantasy gave me a update. Why is my Discord freaking out now all of a sudden? Discord just broke, I don't know why. Speaking of Discord, make sure you join mine. Also, did you guys enjoy the flight tutorial that came out last week? Did you guys find that fun? Have any of you guys implemented that in your own world? It's really a fun one to mess around with. Yeah, I think Discord is actually down right now, which means I can't even see the message that I got the notification for. Because I got a notification for it, but I think Discord actually like just crashed right after you sent it. Dude, rip this fancy nice winter. Look at this, like a nice frozen lake. Just strike it with an orbital laser. Did I make the orbital laser move faster? I think I should make the orbital laser move a bit faster. Yeah, I think my Discord's down. At least on my end, Discord's down. Let's see if it works on my phone. Alright, hold on. Q lifetime times 100. Let's see if that works. It's not oscillating. I'm sure there's more wrong with my commands. Wait, hold on. Let me just copy the new thing you just sent me. Once again, everybody say hi to Fantasy for helping me out with this. Times 1. Oh, okay, so you have multiply here as well. V scale math dot min math dot sine q dot life square time times 100 times math dot pi in parentheses da 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 comma 1. No, I'm sure that there's more wrong with my commands. I'm sure that there's more going on here that's incorrect. So I will look at that later. Are you sure they're not wrong with what's in front of it there, Fantasy, though? Like, did I implement it right? Because this is where I took code that you had in your Discord, and then right here I just copied and pasted what you sent me on Discord. So I don't know if there's more that I'm missing there. I'm gonna make it significantly faster. Just because it's more fun. I believe the wrong is directly inputting it here. Some variables are locked. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm gonna have to watch. You're gonna have to watch your tutorial part too. Using equals 0 instead of equals question mark. So anywhere it says equals 0, I should put 2 question marks before the 0. Is that what you're telling me? For all of these, so just is that what you're saying? If like I put that in front of every instance of equals 0, would that fix it? I'm gonna wait for your confirmation before you before I do that. Watch the, so for example, v scale equals 0. Okay. But try. What does the question marks do in terms of like what's actually like on the programming level? What's happening with those question marks? Does that just make it like an indefinite variable type thing, or what's? Because I'm not quite sure what's going on. So I'm just gonna be messing with stuff in this command. Um, yeah, I know my Discord's down too. I don't know why. I don't know if these question marks are actually doing anything, but would I want to move that part up to the front? V.0 equals. I don't have that in this command. That's in a different command, I think. You gotta do 0. I'm not even sure. I also don't know what all of these commands do, Loki. I just kind of copied and pasted them. Like, I'm not even sure if all of these are necessary. Which is what I mean. I need to learn more about these before I really want to post much about them. Oh, wait, is it oscillating now? Oh, staying the same size right now. I didn't use your world download, but I will use it after stream. Probably not today, actually, because I have later stuff to do. I gotta do later, but what we're trying to do, we're trying to make this laser beam kind of like oscillate so it looks cooler. Well, really, I would also want it to spin. I think that would look cooler if it were spinning. But that I don't know how to do. You down? I could, yeah. Do I actually have you printed on here? I forget if I do. What's your Xbox name? Fantasy tracker. Wait. I'm gonna turn on the shake this sound. And the particle. Just gonna turn everything off. I give you up. What's up, Fantasy? Everyone say hi. Yeah, feel free. Everything's on levers. You can disable whatever you need to disable. Yeah, actually, if you could place it in a different command block, that way I can go back and like compare and contrast. That way, for my learning sake, I can see what the difference is. This stuff is all still new to me. So yeah, what's happening here, guys, is I'll just give you a little brief explanation while Fantasy's helping me out with some of the specifics. Is we have an invisible fox holding a. Where the item I gave it is. It's a shroom light. Yeah, it's holding a shroom light, and we're basically making it larger. And angling it a little bit and then giving it like a ton of length so it looks like a giant laser beam. Right now we're working on some of the visuals to kind of make it look cooler. Yeah, it would be nicer if the entity didn't disappear when you're not looking at it, but yeah, look at that. Look at that sky beam that I got going on. Who's this POV? You have Shinarmi POV. What's up, Neon Raccoon? Welcome to the show. Alright, is this... Oh, here, let me... So if I replace this... It's a fox named Test is what I'm doing. A bit small. So invisible. I think a Titanfall Minecraft video would be good. I started a long time ago, but I haven't gone back and doing it. Yeah, I would say so. I love. I love Titanfall. It's one of my all-time favorite games. Titanfall 2 is just so much fun. Would it be cool getting messed up by any of the existing commands? Um, these ones are all off. The ones you're looking at right now are all off, but it's the same commands at the second pillar behind it. Sea salt! I need you, sea salt! One command missing. Scrolls down. Kind of annoying. Just for those of you guys who haven't seen, this is what we're... Is this working? No, it's not. Does it work if I do this? No. Okay. It's currently not working because we're messing with commands right now. And I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm being helped out by Fantasy, who is going to copy some commands over. Fantasy, if you can, I think Discord's back up. If you send me a structure file on Discord, I can import it into this world if you want to send me a structure file. Can lots of block entities lay out your world? Yeah. I mean, same with any. It's an entity to begin with, so on like already that's gonna be like laggy. But yes, these ones I would imagine, depending on what you're doing with them, you have commands running on these things. Like, yes, it's gonna be quite laggy if you have a bunch of them. Copy the first one, which is world file. So, no, I'm saying a structure file, not a world. Wait. Oh, the Molang queries.mc structure, is that what you're saying? The one you sent me yesterday? Or 2 days ago? Is that the one you're talking about? This one? These ones, okay, so this stuff I already have. Don't need these. That stuff's already here. Gotcha. Yeah, I've known about it. I just, for whatever reason, didn't ever get around to bothering to learn it. But now I decided that I actually want to learn it. So I'm getting some help from Fantasy. My entire forest. This forest like burns down behind me. Yeah, guys, if you guys aren't already following Fantasy, make sure you check out his channel because he's teaching me this stuff right now. So if you think I'm good at commands, then he's the one who's teaching me. So you should definitely check him out. Need another invite? Okay. Because one of the other things too, while you're here, Fantasy, one of the other things I think would be cool too with this laser specifically is if we had like an orange glass pane that's like slowly expanding from the. I have to reset it, you think? Let me take the resource pack out and see if that might helps. You might have to reset. Okay, I just totally read that. I would like to, if you could help me with this too. What's up, Elberge? Elberge? Bourgeoisie. Um, have like a orange glass block kind of expanding out from the laser, like every few seconds or so. It's like I can understand how to control the Fox part with like scoreboards and whatnot in terms of timing that. I just need help with the visually expanding that. Did you use Fantasy's orbital laser? No, I did not use. He's doing it. So we're not doing the same orbital laser, which is on purpose because he did it first. So I didn't want to like steal the idea of what he was doing. So he's doing basically. Um, he's trying to do his laser is going to be like kind of like a mini nuke, whereas mine's I'm trying to make more like the orbital laser from Helldivers 2, where it lingers for a while and it has a smaller area of impact, but it travels around between targets. Okay, I don't see for some reason. Uh, see you. Let me restart Minecraft. Yeah. So I'm not trying to. I wanted to do something similar, but without doing the same thing because, you know, copying is kind of lame. But I also wanted to do something that felt sort of easier to kind of get used to it. So, yeah, I just found out about block entities. Yeah, they're really cool. Like I said, I've known about them. Somebody reached out to me about them a while ago, and I just kind of never really did anything with it. But I decided, you know what? I've seen some really cool stuff with these. I didn't quite know what all was possible when I was first informed about it, and then I kind of realized like what all you can do with it. Like, okay, these are really cool, and there's a lot you can do with them. So block entities aren't a new entity, Chris. They are an invisible fox holding a block that is using play animations to make it look like it's a normal block, like a real block. But there's also other stuff we can do with it. Once we have it working, we're making basically a giant space laser, which is a single block of resin that's being really, really scaled up. Like, what are the odds the moment I found out about this company is live making a video? That's funny, yeah. Because like I said, I mentioned this in a post that I made earlier today on my channel. It's like I'm always sometimes cautious with putting super complicated tutorials out because I know that not everybody is ready to handle super complex tutorials. But I had a decently complex one that people seem to really like, so I want to kind of take it up a little notch in terms of how complex some of these tutorials are. Um, so, yeah. By the way, Fancy, I'm using Fox's named Test as my laser. And that gives them all the tags. The tag is FD, like just that. That's the tag for the foxes that I'm lasering. For some reason, when I increase the size of block and see the blocks kind of offset of the actual location. Yeah, you just kind of have to fiddle with it. There's not, like, that is just kind of how it works. You just have to reset the offset to make it back to the proper location. But yeah, in case you guys are wondering, this was a forest, and then I lasered it, so. Fantasy's typing some stuff out for me, so I'm just going to fly around and show you some of the areas that I've lasered for fun. You get some? Oh, nice. Okay. That looks so creepy. It looks like a heartbeat. You did it on a step point. Okay. I figured as much. That looks like a heartbeat though, doesn't it, guys? Dude, my heart beats fast. I need this to last. This is Bedrock, yes. This is not modded either. There's no mods. Oop. Okay, nice. I like it. Um, is this one command that's doing this right now? What are the commands that are active? Is it this whole chain right here is active? Oh, that's a lot. How does he know all this? I don't know. Check out his channel, guys. He has some tutorials on how to do this stuff. I'm learning myself. Fantasy's helping me out. Um, also, Fantasy, we talked about doing a live stream together to help me learn this stuff, uh, which obviously is what we're doing right now. But if you'd be free, like on Saturday, we could do a live stream maybe on your channel, and you could teach me more of this stuff. I think I'm free on Saturday. I can Discord you times for that, and then you guys can keep an eye out. I'll announce it on my channel. Now, is there any way to make it? Wait. Oh, never mind. Which command is oscillating? Can you like label it for me? Like in the title thing to show like that's the swelling or oscillating, whatever. Yeah, I will message you later tonight. But that looks good. That looks smooth. Maybe a little bit slower. I don't know. But okay. So this is the one that's oscillating. Let me take a look at this. There's nothing about this that I understand. Okay, so you're using sine waves to make it kind of alternate. I can understand that much. I just want to mess with these numbers and see what each number does. So let's make this number smaller. So is that the rate of going through the sine wave? Is that the rate of, or the speed of oscillation? Yes. That is the speed of oscillation. Also, it's interesting that is there a way to make it oscillate just on one scale? Like just on the, on a single scale? So if I make this 50, it oscillates much slower. Okay. Cool. Cool. Guppy's learning math, yeah, I know. Which we've discussed in my Discord is not my strong suit. So I'm a theology major, not a math major. 0 0.5 to 0 0.2. I'm just curious what these numbers do. Is that this? Well, that made it faster. Okay, so I think that's the... I think this is how often it happens, and this is how fast it goes, if I'm not mistaken. But I could also be mistaken. Just put it back to here. Hold on, let me read what she said in chat. Other number is amplitude. So this scale is amplitude, so if I bump this up, it goes high, it goes... Okay. This number right here, change that to 0 0.1. Okay, at the very least, I can understand how to tweak the numbers to figure it out from here. This is just any fox right now, okay. So this is the base. Change to your tags. Okay. So this would be replacing this. I understand. I can change the tags later. But this is the base. I have a world where I visualize the sine wave better so you can see physically. Is that the world download you gave me? Or is that a different world? Imagine it follows a player. It follows non-players around. No, I did after video. Okay. I mean, you can invite me to the world if you want to show me. But I can kind of see what's happening now, I think. So this is like, okay, so this command is the base animation that locks it so that way it's always oriented. It's not based on where the fox is actually looking. I do understand that from my messing around. Oh, that's the minimum size. Okay. So this number here is the minimum size. So if I bump this up to like 0.8, it's not going to be moving nearly as much. Whereas I bump it down to 0.1, yes, I'm not sure that I've noticed a difference. I have to just kill these guys. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, because I know that sometimes the animations are weird. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, kill and spawn. Gotcha. Okay. So that's at that number, but if I were to bump it down to 0.1 and then spawn a new one, it's going to get much smaller. Okay. Whereas now if I were to spawn in 0.9, you can see it's not nearly it's moving not nearly as much. I feel like, is it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it feels a lot smoother, it looks like. Um, why is it only for foxes? Because foxes can hold items in their main hand, in their mouth, and we can adjust the way that their head is looking in a lot of ways, which makes it really not easy, but it makes it possible to do a lot of customization on this block. The number there has nothing to do with the sine wave, but sometimes it got too small, so I put a minimum size. Okay, okay, I understand. How did you not know that Guppy even explained it? Not know that Guppy even explained. I'm not sure what that sentence means. Yes, the pulsating amber. Oh, why is my mouse stuck? Okay, so I understand this, so I can change this to change kind of the speed it does it. I kind of like that speed. I think that's a good speed for the laser. Okay, so I can understand that's how that's controlling the oscillating. So let me. Okay, so what are these? Okay, so I don't need that. And I don't need that because I already have that over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna integrate what you have here into my laser. That's what I already have for the laser. Pop, 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 pop. Just to make sure. Okay, cool. Before I destroy too many commands, just to make sure the commands. I'm just gonna move what you gave me here. Two, three, and temp, save. Just swap this once. This. By the way, can summon baby foxes, which makes the blocks fall small. Okay, gotcha. I think I have it set to summon adults. No, I don't. I don't, but I can do that. I can change that later. Alright, let's get rid of these guys. Just gonna move all this over here. And then... Yeah, what's up? Yeah, yeah, I see change to your tags. Yeah, so all I gotta do is change to tag equals FD. Um, Tag equals FD. No, I'm doing this in the not most efficient way, but whatever. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure. They're a trash bag in space. Anyone know to detect the left click? That's the origin about fantasy and Cubby is doing. Yeah, origin. orbital laser type thing. Also, yeah, keep an eye out on Saturday. I might do a co-stream with Fantasy as he helps teach me some of this stuff. I want to keep these things. Oh wait, no, I don't. So this is all going to be block. So the way I have this set up, Fantasy, is that anything that with the tag block is for any type of FMBE, whereas what I have for specifically the laser is FD. So that way I can add other different types of blocks. This, I think I want it to be all block. No, not this one, because this is going to be the scale. Okay, this is the one, yeah. This is the one that's going to be the scale. So I do want this to be FD, actually. This is going to be block. Okay, so you can use making cameras laser and could be doing a different type of laser. Yeah. There's a video about it. Right click. Can you message me? Copy when the day comes so I don't forget. Yeah, I'll text you sometime later today and we can arrange time. Did you send anything in chat? Well, I can't really see, but whatever. I don't think you said anything since the sign. Full can be block tag with this base system. And you edit the variables. Yeah, that's what I thought. But like I said, so the oscillation should just be the FD. Oscillation should just be the FD. So should the like height scalar. Oh wait, VY scale equals 300. That's the height. Oh, I see. Yep. Okay. I see. So this is gonna be the base for everything that's a block is going to be this. I understand that. Now what you're saying is this is going to be specific for the laser beam. So this includes the height and the oscillation, correct? Am I correct to say that? This is for everything. This is just the height and the oscillation. Correct. Okay. Thank you. So this is this will be like the universal chain for everything. This is going to be specific to my laser. So I don't think this will have anything because that's just normal Fox. This should be lasering. Now, can we adjust the base Y position so that it basically ends right where the fox is? If you can show me the variable, I can figure out how to tweak it. So would it just be after a semicolon, would it be VY position? Hold on, let me see if I can figure this out, and then you correct me if I'm right, okay? Would it be V dot Y POS equals, and then I would put a number there? Is that correct? Or would it be V dot Y POS equals V dot Y POS question mark 0? Like if I wanted to make it so that the bottom of the, because right now the center of the block is where the fox is. What if I want to make the bottom of this particle where the fox is? How would I bump up the bottom? Right, I can edit everything in the oscillation, but I'm just saying if you look at my screen, would it be like I go here and then say v dot y pos equals, and then I would throw the number in here and then just tweak the number until I get the right number? Is that correct? No, okay, I just broke whatever this is. V dot ypos equals. Let me just mess around here. So I broke whatever I just did here. I'm saying, what would I need to add to this command to bring up the bottom of it? I suppose is what I'm saying. Yeah. Just I will call you. My Discord's back up, so hopefully yours is. Hello.
Hey,
What's up, Fancy?
what's good? Okay. So, right, we go into this command. You can go into it with me so we can get a little explanation going.
Yeah.
All right. So for this, when you have it on the as like a separate command, you don't really need the question marks because you're probably going to just set the value to whatever you want it to.
Okay.
And then we do v dot wipeout. You can't see this live though, unfortunately, but
I'll wait for you to type it, and I'll
and
look
you
at
want
it.
it to position downwards or upwards?
I want to position it so like the bottom of the visual is at where the fox is. So like it looks like it stops where the fox is.
So like this line here is at the ground.
Yeah, pretty much. So like so it's not penetrating through the glass right here.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what you mean. All
Yeah,
right,
so
that
that way
is
it looks
good.
like the laser's hitting right there.
That is going to be a little tricky.
Okay, gotcha.
Because
By the way, thank you.
like
Go
from this row.
for
Oh,
the I can't think of the thanks, the super chat.
because the
Appreciate
fox
it.
is right here currently, and
Right.
it goes.
So
Or to be fair though, you could just position it by quite a lot. So I'm just going to reduce the size and position it a lot.
well,
And
yeah,
it
because I was
might
able to
work.
do that earlier, and I was like able to figure out. I was like, okay, you just move the Y position, and I understand you have to like finagle it to get it just right, but I just want to know what the
Yeah.
variable is to change that.
Oh, okay. I positioned it quite far, and I made the laser way too small. Let's do this.
We can
Oh,
keep that height. I just want to move up the bottom. Okay, so v.y position equals 400. Okay, so all I would have to do is adjust
but
that
you can
number. And
see when it oscillates the size, it doesn't move.
is there a way to make it oscillate only in one direction, or does it have to oscillate like that?
Wait. Maybe this could work if we oscillate the v dot x. Was it x z x z scale? It might actually work instead.
I'm gonna have to
Wait,
kill it.
summon a new one.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's only for Fox's name test.
All
There
right.
we go. Okay, that looks like it's
It
working. It's
works.
only oscillating in one direction. And what did you
Now
do
you just
there?
gotta finesse the size. I just changed the v dot scale to v dot x scale, x z scale. I mean.
Okay, I see
Because
that.
that is like that's like the width, you know,
Right, that
the
makes sense.
width.
So now we just gotta just bump this number up until it hits the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Almost perfect. Just lower it down a little bit.
you can also probably make this the height a little bigger, maybe, because I can see the top of it.
I'm not super worried if you can see the top of it.
Okay.
Because I can't imagine that's gonna be something that comes up all the time. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because you're gonna be more so looking at what the laser's doing than where it's coming
Yeah.
from.
True.
All right, so I think that's. I want it to be a little bit into the ground, so I think that's perfect height right there.
Yeah, that's pretty perfect.
I was also able to angle it a little bit, which I thought made it look a little bit better.
Yeah, angles are cool.
All right, can you put in the variable name for the angle?
So,
And we're
the
gonna have to
variable
tweak.
you can use either v dot x rot or v dot z rot.
Okay.
You have any preference or not?
That doesn't matter.
All right. And v dot y rot is just basically like doing the 360 spins, you know.
Gotcha. Could we also then make it so it is actually rotating, like permanently rotating?
Oh yeah, you can make it spin. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
figure
as you
we're
can
gonna
see
have to
right there.
realign it.
Yeah.
All right, so hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out without you, like if I can position it back
Yeah.
without your help. Okay, so I'm guessing, right?
You got this.
So we moved it on the X, so we're gonna do v dot xpos,
Ooh.
and then I'm just gonna see if it's positive 10.
Yeah,
Did I
you
move
just
in the right
gotta
direction?
test until it kind of is right.
I don't know if I moved in the right direction
I
or not.
believe 32 is 1 block.
I'm not sure if I'm moving it or not. I'm gonna kill it real quick. Oh,
Oh,
I
you
think I
probably
forgot the
forgot.
semicolon at the end.
Yep. Hey,
Okay,
okay, yeah.
so it's not x. I gotta move it on the z.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it saved the X. You gotta kill it to get it back to reset.
There we go. Okay, so we're a little bit closer. So just bump it up a little bit more. Say 110,
Ooh, closer.
140 maybe.
Okay, I
Perfect.
think
All
you
right, we gotta
got it
lower it a
perfect. Wait,
little
what?
bit.
You basically just got it perfect almost. Damn, okay.
Dude, I was finagling with these numbers last night, so I got pretty good at the kind of messing around with it. Gotta bump it up a little bit.
See,
All
hey,
right, that's pretty good, I would say.
that looks pretty decent, pretty nice.
Okay, sweet. Thank you for that. So,
Of
how
course,
do we
of
make it
course.
spin?
All right, so to make it spin, this is a little bit preview for the next stream, I guess.
Okay.
You use a query called q.lifetime, and basically what that does is basically like counts the entity's life. So it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So it's like a variable that constantly increases. So we
Okay.
can just connect that to the v dot y rotation. So just constantly spins.
Is that and that won't mess up the rest of the alignment since it's at an angle, right? If it's spinning like that.
So you used let's see, v dot z pause, right? And that's basically the cardinal directions. If you want it
Okay.
to be based off the fox's rotation, it is v dot z base pause. But we'll see what happens before we
Yeah.
change anything. So I'm just gonna do v dot y rotation equals q dot
It's such a cool
lifetime.
tech. I never thought we'd be able to do this type of stuff
It
with
is very weird.
just
It's a weird
Bedrock
one.
commands.
Let's see. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, it's all the
It's
way
behind
over
you.
there.
Okay, so that's gonna make it
Oh wait,
rotate around the center.
did I make it very slow? Make it 100. Oh, there you go. All right.
Is there any way to make it rotate without the bottom part? Because I know it's harder because we're kind of making the middle like the thing. Do you know what I'm saying though? Like, I don't know that
Oh
would
yeah.
even be possible. Where it rotate
I
like
be
just the block rotates around itself, but without moving it.
I believe it's gonna be easier because I've already done this
Okay.
to just copy my own. All right, I'll join back. Hold
Okay.
up.
Yeah, like I said, you can send me the
Good.
structure files too, and I can just import them.
I can't really make structure files on my PlayStation,
Oh, right,
unfortunately.
right, right.
So I get my friend to make them for me for the videos.
I gotcha.
All right, let's see if I can find this command in this big ass tower. Oh, there's too much here. Oh, here we go. XC scale. Uh-huh. The Y raw. Wait. I'll just do slash summon box. You guys can't even see what I'm doing right now, but okay. I didn't make it
If we
perfect.
can't figure out the spinning, that's not the biggest deal. I have some other stuff that I wanted to try out too.
Ooh. So I'll just do this. All right. I need a new invite. Come on, let's
Oh
go.
yeah, yeah. My bad, my bad.
I'm ready.
Is it invite only?
Yeah, I think it is. Cause you're too famous, man.
I'm too famous, yeah.
Yeah. Got too many friends.
I know. Just too popular.
All Alright, here we are. So this is the one I copied over. Alright. There's some extra stuff there.
Okay.
Let's see.
I can recognize that if we didn't have the angle thing, the spinning would work.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's a way to keep the angle and make it spin.
I think the reason why mine worked is because I intersected the entity way higher up, so I didn't have the problem of it actually rotating more the further down it is.
Yeah, I mean it's not like I said. It doesn't matter if we can't get it to work. It doesn't matter as much if it spins.
Thing is, if you just make it like 0 on this one,
yeah,
as you can see.
Yeah, what do you think? I think probably that's honestly better than the angle to just have it go straight down.
We'll have it like a very slight angle, like 5.
Now that's too much with how high it is.
Yeah.
I'd say just keep it at zero, keep it a 0 angle.
Plus, to actually be able to keep the angle, you probably have to make it change its position currently as well. Make it like spin the fox's position currently as well.
Oh, yeah, that'd be. I think that's
counteract.
Yeah, that'd be way too. Way too complicated.
I would have to ask
ChatGPT.
tutorial. I would have to ask ChatGPT for the math.
Yeah. All right, let's just
yeah, just put the. I'm
just gonna put the positions back to 0, and then.
Yeah, the rotation.
And then put the XROT VPOS. There we go. So we're just gonna leave it like that.
Okay.
So it's got the swelling, it's got the going back and forth. So now I can turn on the rest of my commands so that way you guys can see what else actually got going on in terms of functionality for this laser. And then I want to come back because there's another question about the visibility for this laser. Visuals, I mean.
Alright. Wait, I'm gonna jump on the streamer real quick.
Oh, yeah.
You see this live? Hey.
I'm gonna spawn some stuff. Or spawn some wardens. We're gonna spawn a forest full of wardens over here. Over in these spruce forests. And then I'm gonna take them out with laser.
Okay.
Yeah, I am starting to see how this all pans out. I can kind of start to get it, I think.
That is good. You know, the FMB stuff is confusing, man. I gotta say it myself. It's confusing.
Yeah, especially when you don't know what any of the variables mean.
Damn, these wardens are getting destroyed.
Also the trees.
Yeah, I like the trees, man. You saw it from the Chimera video?
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. So obviously I didn't do quite the same thing. Because the point of this laser is meant to be a much scaled down, but kind of like lingering tracking laser. So I did intentionally scale everything down, but
yeah, bro, it's a sick video by Chimera. So I'm trying to recreate it, you know, because it's been like it's quite famous in like the Java community, and he's quite famous. So it'd be quite cool to just recreate something you see on Java and in Bedrock.
Yeah, no, I was looking at this stuff like as far as you're into it right now, I can definitely see the similarities, and I also can see like it's definitely possible with this FMBE stuff and just the stuff you've shown me so far. It's definitely possible, and I'd love to see
it is possible. Yeah.
Which is like I kind of got the inspiration from. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to do that, but I also don't want to like do the same thing that Fantasy's doing from Fantasy's own tutorials. So I wanted to do something different.
I wouldn't really mind though, because it like this is I'm copying this of Chimera myself. So
true.
It's like this is Bitlar. It's basically his. Yeah, I'm copying the design and each and every block he uses and stuff. So
yeah. Yeah, I did really like the terrain modification stuff he did with his, which is why I'm trying to make like the scaled down version of that, because it wouldn't really make sense for this thing to just the way I have it set up. It's meant like it's the Orbital laser from Helldivers. So it definitely is meant to be that scaled down lingering one. But I do think the swelling and the rotating makes it look way cooler.
Yeah, bro, it's looking sick. I didn't
It
really
is.
think of like doing a Helldiver's laser before.
Yeah. I think it
You
looks
like
good.
changed my perspective.
Yeah, I held over such a great game. Do this. So if you wanna, basically all you gotta do is hold an amethyst crystal. So I'll let you try and I'll spawn some wardens for you.
Any amethyst?
Just any amethyst crystal or amethyst shard. You can have
Uh,
that one,
oh, okay, let's go.
and that's gonna summon it basically 20 blocks in front of wherever you're looking, and then it's gonna
Oh,
automatically track onto mobs.
damn.
So right now I don't have any prioritization system. Like it's not gonna prioritize mobs you're looking at. I'm probably gonna add that after I get the visuals down. Where
Okay, it's gonna be quite an
prioritize what you're
advanced
looking at.
tutorial. Okay.
Yeah, it is, and it's probably going to end up being the most advanced of my tutorial. I'm going to put all the play animations in the description for them to
Yeah.
copy paste.
And like a world file or structure file.
I'll put a structure file. Yeah, I'll probably put a structure
Yeah.
file, which I normally don't do, but just because of how advanced this one's going to end up being, I think I will. But I mean, this is sick. Just watching the laser just destroy the terrain, destroy the wardens, like...
Yeah, it's looking sick. This is probably gonna be like at the same scale as the what's it called again? The fly one.
The flight, yeah. I think it's going to be even a little bit harder because this is my first FME thing. So I don't know, unless my viewers are watching other people like you, they may or may not have even seen FMBEs before.
Yeah, true. It's a little bit unknown, or I got quite a lot of views to be fair.
It's so cool.
On the
It's
vid-
just
on the vid,
destroying
but-
the forest.
Oh,
Yeah,
it looks smooth.
it does. Plus, it's like it turns the ground to coarse
Oh,
dirt.
poor fox.
Yeah, so it goes away
Yeah,
as soon as you stop holding it. But yeah,
Yeah,
it just
can multiple people use it at the same time?
yes, but not within a close proximity. Which like it's one of those things.
Mm.
There's levels of how much do I want to complicate it. Like I could make a very
True.
multiplayer friendly system where it's literally like each person. Like I add an ID system for each of these lasers.
Yeah.
So that way each one's individually controlled by each player. I could do that. I don't. It's like one of those things for a tutorial. What level
Yeah, true.
of complicated do I want to do? So I think I'm
That-
not
that
going
is
to
true,
worry
that is true.
about. I don't want to make it super multiplayer friendly because that just might be too complicated.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of the same thing. I'm gonna post a video on my Chimera
Yeah.
recreation, but I'm probably not gonna do a tutorial. But I'm gonna have like a structure file or something.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to do like a showcase, and I've also done a lot of showcases on shorts because shorts are really cool because they get out to a lot more people, and also like
Yeah.
you don't need a 5-minute video to showcase something unless you're actually going to the details of it. So I'm gonna do what I did like for the flight tutorial where I do like a minute-long showcase at the beginning of it, as well as like 2 different shorts showcasing it, and then the tutorial after that.
Okay. So what do you think is gonna be the name of the video?
Probably something like Orbital Laser from Helldivers. Like I'm probably just gonna say Helldivers because you're gonna call what are you gonna call yours? You're just gonna name it after the Java version, I assume.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna name it something after recreating Chimera's orbital laser in Minecraft or in Bedrock, something like that.
Because I also want to make sure I don't name it something where it's too similar to yours too. You know what I mean? Like similar, but like where it's not people are getting confused on which is which, since they're kind of similar in a lot of ways.
But yeah, definitely gotta finish my project, man. I haven't worked on it at all, but I got holidays next week.
Okay.
So got the whole week to work.
There you go. Yeah, I got some big essays coming up, so I'm deciding how much of time I want to be spending on committing versus my 10-page essay due next weekend.
Oh shit.
10 to 14
Okay.
pages. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's a balancing act. But I was thinking of doing some extra visuals for this, but I think this honestly is good. I'm wondering. I was thinking of adding some like expanding glass blocks, but I think that might be too much. Especially with how fast I have it moving, if that makes sense. I don't know if that'd be too much.
True. Or depends. You can add it and it will probably look a little bit better. But
what if we add some gravity blocks? Those gravity blocks that you were showing me before? Can we add it so it looks like debris coming up from the laser?
You can do that. So basically, there's this. I forgot who figured this out, but basically with the /loop command, right? You can basically take the block underneath an entity and put it in their main hand. So for the fox, for example, you can make this laser copy the block underneath it. So it's gonna be like a water laser, and then like a, or is it
Yes, I
actually any
was
mineable
thinking of how
block?
to do that. I'm like, because my thought was, um, like do a zero destroy block and hope the fox picks up the block. But I'm like, that feels like way too inconsistent. I didn't even think about doing the loot command. That's so much better.
Yeah, there's like slash loot mine, and they can choose what you mine with, like pickaxe. So yeah.
Mm. So you can okay, so you could even make it so it's like actually will drop whatever block you want it to block if you just throw a
Yeah,
pickaxe on there.
I forgot. I think he might have done with some silk touch, but I don't remember how he did it. But I know how to make a normal one where you like
Yeah.
mine grass and you get dirt.
All right.
You
Can
know.
you show me how to do that? And like, I don't have a ton of time before I have to run off to a meeting.
All right,
Could
all
you
right.
show me how to just do the gravity block? And for now, we'll just use like cobblestone, and then I can come in later, mess around with the loot command to do to like actually copy the block, if that makes sense.
Mm.
If you can just kind of show me the
Uh,
gravity part, and then I can mess around with the loot stuff later.
so basically, for the gravity, uh, this is gonna be a little interesting, right? So wait,
Okay.
where are you?
I'm at the commands. You can TP here.
All right. So usually, yeah, ChatGPT to make the math formula for you, so you just basically got to get the math formula down,
Okay.
and then you can insert a random rotation, and then you basically got it right. You got to do the position, make it kind of like go from this up and then like down. So
Using
I
you
can
enough
I
if I'm
can
totally distracted.
wait. So let me actually. I'm gonna first do the loop command.
Okay.
Insert next stream that we're collabing, right?
Yeah.
I could probably help you out with the gravity thing.
Okay.
It's gonna
Cool.
be.
Cool. Cool.
I don't know if you don't. You said you didn't have a lot of time.
I don't have a lot
So
of time today
yeah.
because I would want to, if possible, try to be more consistent with uploads because summer's coming up and summer's the big time for my channel, and so I
Hey,
want to be consistent beforehand so that way I get it. Sweet. I
so
like
I
to be
do.
consistent beforehand. That way, it's like going into summer,
Uh
the algorithm likes me and doesn't hate me again for not posting in a while.
huh. Does it hate you?
Sometimes if you don't post for a while, the algorithm gets mad. So
That is true. That is true.
we gotta appease the YouTube gods.
And then this.
Oh, also I gotta check out the chat. My bad. I've been ignoring chat. Sea salt. I need you, sea salt. I agree. Yeah, FMBEs stuff is really cool. Have seen the conquest fight. No explosions though. Needs a bigger AOE. I'm trying to keep it small because it's based on the Helldivers 2. If you guys want to see like a really huge laser, Fantasy's working on that, so make sure you're subscribed to him because he's coming out with that soon.
Hey.
Yeah, also like I said, check out Fantasy's tutorial. I might do an FMBE tutorial myself at some point, but I don't know nearly enough about them to just do a straight up tutorial on them. I'll do some tutorials using
Oh.
them, but yeah, Fantasy people are asking. Fantasy does have you have two tutorials on the FMBE. Is that correct?
You have two tutorials. I would say the second one is better than the first.
Okay. Do you need to watch the first one to understand the second one?
The first one is basically just going through the basic variables, telling you like what does v.x position do,
Okay.
x rot, and the next one is like how do you actually implement this in like an efficient way.
Gotcha. Okay, so hopefully you guys heard that. I'm not sure if my audio settings are fully correct. So he said the first one's kind of the basics, and then the second one is more like how do you implement this in an efficient way.
Yup. All right, so let's do this. So how much time would you say you got right now?
Like 10 minutes, I would say.
All right. Uh, 0. Wait.
This
What
is
am
so
I on?
fun. Or everything.
It is quite it is fun to play with. I gotta say.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's one of the reasons I want to get better with some of the visuals and some of my things is like the flight tutorial was really fun because it visually just worked really well, which is something I want to focus on a lot more with commands.
All right, so here, wait, yeah, there we go. That is like the basic. How do you get the block underneath you?
Okay, that
Yeah, see in
makes
chat.
sense. So what we should do is make a second fox. Call that. I think I have the system set up for a fox with the tag debris.
Mm.
Um, So we can use that tag. So we're gonna have a fox named debris, having debris.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just use scoreboards to control his lifespan.
What are you gonna use the scoreboards for?
Just for his. Oh, I guess we would. Um, I'm trying to think. Would it make more sense to have multiple foxes named debris and have them be killed off, or would it make sense to just have one and could we loop the animation and constantly give it new items?
I think multiple will look better.
Yeah, I probably would because we wouldn't want it to like accidentally change items mid-air or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
And
would want to control that with scoreboards then.
yeah. I thought you were gonna do some other stuff with the scoreboards. I was a little confused because the play animations and scoreboards, they're not really that compatible, unfortunately.
Yeah. I kind of figured that was the case, so I was just gonna have it be like specific to the lifetime of the fox.
Mm. We can try the first before we actually do the animation of the debris, right? We
Or
can
the
just get it
loop
to
or
copy
yeah.
the block,
Okay, so we want to do
and then next time we can get it to actually fix the animation.
yeah. So let's try. This is the debris. Hold on. I do this. I just forget how I have every tag set up. So I think if I hit debris in here, right now it's going to give it a target block. So right now it's set up to be a normal FMBE target block.
I'm just gonna put the loop command here so you can get it if you want it.
Okay.
So you gotta type it.
Okay, so loot replace entity. So we're going to have to execute as at E tag equals debris at S run loot replace entity at S. Slot that weapon and directly below it diamond pickaxe. Okay, so let's just say we put cobbled deep slate under this guy. I disable this block. Hold on one second, I have an alarm going off. If I were to... Oh,
Hey,
sweet!
sick.
Alright. So that works.
So yeah, when I first saw this, I was thinking of making some camouflage, like things with the FMBEs, so you can like copy the block underneath it, get
Oh,
like
that's
camouflage.
smart. Yeah, like a chameleon type thing.
Yeah, that was like my first thought because I saw Chimera make this the spider robot thingy, and basically had like this
Yeah,
invisibility type
I know what
cloak.
video you're talking about. I've seen that
Yeah,
video.
yeah, yeah. So I was thinking of that about that, right?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
But
So, because I feel like also for your laser too, I think I've seen him have like blocks like fall in and out of the sky in the
oh yeah,
Chimera
yeah,
laser
he
video.
did.
So that loot
Yeah, he
system
did.
would work perfect for you too.
Yeah, I haven't actually implemented it yet. I haven't worked on the world at all, basically, in the last 4 days or whatever. So
Yeah,
I gotta
for
get
sure.
back to it.
Nah, it's a cool project though. But yeah, what I'd want to do for the debris is just kind of have some kind of like thing where it almost maybe not like the low gravity thing, but where it kind of like launches out and it's the actual block that's being destroyed, and that just
Hmm.
happens every so often from the main laser, and then it dies after
Yeah,
it dies after like a second or so. We control that with scoreboards.
yeah, that would 100% work. I can see if I can get an animation going because I'm gonna use the probably the same animation for my own.
Yeah,
So I gotta figure it out anyways. So it's kind of the same thing.
yeah. So because I'm not gonna have too much longer stuff. It's probably not something we're gonna be able to finish on stream, but I think it would work as a concept. And then if you're able to figure that kind of gravity part out, I could throw that in
Hmm.
mine as well.
Yep.
But yeah, the loot's a great idea for that. I'd never even thought about using loot like that.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. I forgot his name, bro. I gotta check it out. I gotta name it in the video. If I use the
Yeah,
loot, I'm probably gonna use it.
yeah, yeah. This is going to be a complex tutorial, and I'm realizing that now. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
all the play animations I'm gonna have in the description. That way, people can like double, triple check it. Because if I don't have that, people are gonna get mad at me. And I normally don't put stuff in the description because like I want people to practice typing it
Mm.
out. But like this stuff
Yeah,
is
this is a
so
little.
easy to mess up. And if you do, then
Yeah.
none of it works. So I want to for that, I'm like, yeah, dude, copy and
If you
paste. Here
think
you go.
title raw is hard,
Oof,
yeah, try this out.
yeah. Oh, you want to come
Basically.
destroy this village with me?
Oh yeah, let's go. But basically, I think
destroyed.
what you can do before we get the animations going,
Yeah.
you can just make it spawn the entities, right? Spawn random amounts or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're gonna do how much debris is gonna. But
I can understand how to get the item in the hand, how to make it spawn when I want. That stuff, I don't like. It's one of the things I don't have the specific commands in my head, but you can figure it out pretty easily with just tweaking around with it. So that part I can figure out. It's just the actual, can we give
animation
it physics so it looks like it's getting launched up into the sky?
Yeah.
Which
But yeah, if you can figure that out, I'll try to figure out the other thing, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, so that part I can figure out, and I can give you the commands for that. That part, I won't have time to do it right now, but I can probably do it later tonight. But here, I will give you the honors of destroying this village.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is so fun to watch.
It is. You haven't? Does it destroy normal blocks?
No, it doesn't destroy normal blocks. I only have it doing set blocks right now because I said it's not.
So does the fire?
Yeah, the fire is destroying the wood blocks.
Ah.
Because like I said, I want it to be not like a mega laser like yours, like the Chimera laser. It's meant to be, like I said, the orbital laser from Helldivers, which doesn't do a lot of block destruction.
Oh, it's stuck.
The box is not going to die, by the way, somebody asked, because it has like resistance and instant health and a bunch of other stuff on it, and fire resistance. By the way, if you use flame, put fire resistance on your fox, or else it's going to get really loud.
Yeah.
I figured that out very early on in my testing. Put fire
you can also
resistance,
use.
it will be loud.
Technically speaking, you can still hear the fox if you get close to it. You can do some stop animation or stop sounds.
Stop sounds, yeah.
And not make it.
Yeah, I found, at least in my testing, that the other sounds were too loud. Although I actually turned off the sounds right now, I think.
Wait, I'm not holding the laser thing anymore, and it's still going crazy. Oh, there it's gone.
Yeah, it's checked right now. Like I said, it's not the most advanced system for multiplayer because I have it checked. Like, is anybody holding the thing? And so I was holding it in a different region, so that's why.
Ah, I see.
Oh look, another innocent village right over here.
How many villages?
Oh, and there's another village over to the right.
This is like a crazy world seed.
This is a crazy seed. Alright, orbital laser. So right now it's just burning through the roof to get to this villager that's inside.
If you want to take the tutorial to the next level, try to make the what's it called, like the spaceship in the sky as well. With some block entities.
That would be too complicated, I feel like.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that myself.
No, I can't bring myself to do that.
That would probably take a long while.
Yes, it would. But this is really fun. It's fun to watch it, like, focus in on something too.
It is. I just like seeing it destroy the whole village.
It's so fun. So right now, the main problem with the targeting is it can sometimes target things that are under blocks, like in caves. I think that might be what it's doing right now. It's targeting the zombie. And there's an Enderman in a cave right here. I mean, the simple answer is just take the laser away and put it back. It's one of those things I don't know how much I want to actually bother fixing that. I suppose the best way to do it would be to have it target the closest entity, but have the starting point be higher than the fox. So that way it's going to deprioritize something that's lower.
True.
It's one of the things where it's like I'm very much contemplating how much am I willing to complicate this. Because when it's my own thing, it's like whatever. But if it's for a tutorial, there is definitely like a finite limit. I will also mention I did creeper swelling animation to actually hide it when it dies, because it used to just like have the thing just lay across the map whenever it died.
That is actually kind of smart. I TP the fox like far away.
Yeah, I figured also because it's in fire, it's not going to drop anything.
That is true. I just have like mob loot off, so
that's fair.
I always have it on the world because I just spam all the buttons when I make the world.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'd say when you get the debris going, it's probably gonna be more than advanced enough. You can add some more stuff, but
I mean, I would say even right now, this might be the most complicated command I've ever done for a tutorial, at least.
Okay.
Even part of it is my channel is. What's up? Something happened?
No, I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah, like, part of my principle is I still don't want to do like, because I've done more complicated things in my own personal worlds than I've done in
Hmm.
tutorials, just because there's a limit of how much you can even teach in a tutorial, even to the people who are the best at it.
Yeah.
But I do want to. People did really like the flight tutorial. So I think if people are willing to actually follow through these complicated tutorials, like, okay, let's give you guys some
Yeah.
complicated tutorials. Not exclusively, but also I have no idea how to get back. Wait, hold on. There's fire over here. We just gotta follow the fire trail back.
But what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but like I said, people were able to follow the flight tutorial. People really liked it. It's actually you know how like you get the 1 out of 10 or whatever for YouTube tutorials. It's like it is significantly higher than my next highest right now.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because I think if I just pull up the analytics real quick on my phone. Also, I am literally just looking through these burnt forests to find my way back. Like,
Yeah, I can see it. Did you put the commands at the world spawn?
No, it's near
Ooh.
world spawn. Probably could just kill myself. Let's see.
All right. Just keep it to 000. Let's see if I can. I found it.
Yep, found the commands. But yeah, so like for this one, right now it's at 3.5k, and the next highest is 2.3k. So it's like over 50% higher than my next highest one. And in terms of, it is 79% up from my regular viewership.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So that I would say
it killed the debris.
Indicates. It is targeting the debris, and I noticed this. Where's the TP facing?
Wait, this looks cursed. I can see the fox on fire.
I wonder.
No, it's not. No, it's not on fire.
It's shaking
it's the other
on my
thing.
screen.
The hell's going? Yeah, same. Is it suffering by the by the flames? What's going on? Oh wait, is it trying to TP towards the closest entity?
No, that one doesn't have the TP.
Oh.
No, yeah, it does. That would be why.
Hey.
Yep.
Now it's offset.
Yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, so that one did significantly better, even though it was more complicated. Which that's one of those things. Like I'm never sure if it's gonna be. Those videos are gonna do well because it's too complicated, but people seem to like it, and I think people will like this. So.
Yeah.
Even though it's definitely more complicated, but I think people.
100%. Back in
Very
my
least, looks cool.
newbie days, I would start like jumping. I'm like, what is this? Like witchcraft.
Yeah, I mean,
to be fair, I feel bad for the foxes. They're getting tortured.
Everyone's like, oh, the poor gas, and then like we're like stretching a fox's skull beyond earthly limits.
Wait, let me just turn off the invisibility real quick.
Oh yeah. I'm actually really curious to see what this looks
like.
Oh my goodness.
It looks like 3 lasers.
Oh, look up, you can see his tail.
Oh,
oh my goodness. This is horrific.
It is way too cursed.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious.
Poor foxes.
Yeah, like this is like if I had seen this when I was first getting into commands, I would have lost it. Like this is so cool.
I would have thought it was a mod.
Oh yeah, I would not think this is vanilla. Like
yeah.
Looking at this, I would not think this is something you can do with commands. Even like 3 months ago, I would have told you this looks modded.
100%. I would like if I've never seen the new tech stuff and all that, I would just go straight to the comments and then ask, is this a mod or what is this?
Like honestly, when I post the tutorial, I'm probably gonna have to preface this with, hey, this is actually not modded. This is entirely command blocks.
Yeah, you probably do have to do that because there's a lot of people that would probably think it's a mod.
Yeah, I would.
And not gonna lie, I didn't
even. Is a lot of people like make their tutorials where they don't say it's modded even though it is.
Yeah.
Which always piss me off. They also never say like it's Java only whenever it's clearly Java only.
Yeah, that's
Which is
true.
why the word bedrock is in every one of my tutorials.
Yeah. Yeah, when I joined the stream, I was like, I saw the laser, and I was like, wait, which which block is that, man? Because I couldn't really tell what block it was because it was so stretched. I was like,
Yeah.
what block looks like that?
I was messing
And I
around for
joined,
a
I was like,
while.
oh, resin.
Yeah, I was messing around for a while. This is the block that I found. It kind of looks like the orbital laser from whatever. I have heard of the
Yeah, it
finals,
looks very
yes.
clean.
Sorry, I was talking in chat. Yeah, I think it looks good, especially for. Have you played Helldivers before or seen it before?
Yeah, I've played it a few times before.
Oh, that's good. Yes, that's what I'm going for with this.
Mm-hmm.
So the audio's not working. Did I turn the audio levels back on?
Oh, we have audio?
Yeah, that's some explosion noise to go with it. Not fully happy with the audio.
Oh. You can make the distance of the sound further.
Yeah. No, I just had the lever off, that's why.
Oh.
Yeah, but I am gonna actually bump the volume a little bit. Alright, I also made it so it no longer targets other block entities.
Smart. That's nice. That's nice.
This is fun. It's also really fun to do during the course because I love the deforestation feature.
I don't think I hear the explosion sound.
I think it's glitching. Like, if I stop. It might be too fast. Because it should be. City.
Is it just glitching?
It might be glitching. I can kind of hear it, but it sounds really weird. I don't know, I'll mess around.
Oh yeah, I think I can kind of hear it.
You can kind of hear it, but it's really messed up.
Huh.
Alright.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I do gotta get going, but I really appreciate the stream. I will
All
message
right.
you about setting something up for this weekend. We can, since this one was on my channel, we'll do it on your channel.
All right, I'm down. I'm down.
Set it up, and then we can, because
We can also, to be fair, dual stream.
oh, that's true. We get to, yeah, dual stream makes sense too. Because also I think I do want to get this out for a tutorial tomorrow because I want to try to get back to a
tomorrow.
consistent schedule. So I'm gonna do this tutorial without the debris, and then maybe we figure out the debris on dual live stream together all over the weekends.
All right. So what do you think when we figure out the debris? Are you gonna what are you gonna do? Post a new video or what is going on?
Maybe I'll post like a part 2 for like, hey, here's an extra visual you can add.
Yeah.
Or actually, you know what I'd probably do is I'd just make a separate video on how to make explosions with debris.
Oh yeah, that's actually smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that. Yeah.
Just like a cool explosion. Then you can have that as like a, you know, like you can expand that system as part of your hyper laser.
Yeah, smart.
So yeah, that's probably what I'll do today.
All
Super
right.
appreciate you helping me out with this. Also,
That was
guys,
cool
if you're
joining.
watching this, make sure you subscribe to Fantasy, and I'm out. Bye bye.
I'd see ya.